Vanessa just called and said the password is not working for her. So I'm sending her the link now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Vanessa just called and said the password is not working for her. So I'm sending her the link now.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we are. Hallelujah. Okay, so let's start. Sister Natalie, do you want to?
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good
morning.
Hello. You know she
Hi, I'm so sorry. My time is off. Ever since I came from Greece, I'm like, I don't know. I'm still like on the Greece time.
You're still enjoying yourself, right?
I am, yes. I'm sorry. I cannot have excuse because I'm like,
It's time to work.
yes.
Okay. So give us like 3 minutes. We want to
Okay, sure.
share our video to let the
Sure.
world knows who we are and what
Absolutely.
we do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Go on, Sister Natalie.
Awesome. I'll share the video.
Hello, everyone from around the world. Welcome to PHH. PHH is the acronym for Powerhouse Hour. We're a global and inclusive Christian fellowship, a community of non-titled citizens of heaven in partnership with God. We speak of who God is, and we are called to worship and adore Him.
Want to know how we worship God at Powerhouse Hour? We worship Him in a non-religious, non-traditional, and unconventional manner. We are dedicated to sharing the love of Christ and winning souls.
You really want to know the promise that God gave us at PHH? In obedience to God's commission, He promised to draw souls unto Himself and give us gifts without asking. Guess what? We have a scripture on which PHH is built. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and I have appointed and placed and purposefully planted you so that you will go and bear fruit and keep on bearing, and that your fruit will remain and be lasting, so that whatever you ask of the Father in my name as my representative, He may give to you. John 15:16.
Wondering what our mission is? It is to win souls for the kingdom. Every nation touched, every heart changed, and none left behind. We create a Holy Spirit soaking room experience that is at heart of evangelism to share the love of Christ and win souls.
Furthermore, to bridge the gap, feed the saints, bring hope, restoration, and joy to all.
Powerhouse Hour has been conceived on 2 guiding principles. And the first principle is to introduce men and women across the universe to Jesus Christ and to share His good news of salvation of the soul.
Our second goal is to empower men and women by studying the scriptures and Christian literature together, helping us to discover our true identity in Jesus. Through this, we aim to be filled with the love of Christ and God's fullness and equipped with our God-given gifts to fulfill our destiny
and life purposes. At PHH, we are fishers of men, and we are passionate about soul winning.
Curious to know more? Please join us every Sunday on YouTube Live from 3 to 4 p.m. US Eastern Time. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Thank you very much for watching. Please, we would like you to kindly follow, like, and subscribe to all our social media platforms. God bless you.
For all the blessings that I cannot see. Thank you, Lord.
Awesome, awesome. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. This is our Empowerment Seminars program that we have every last Saturday of the month. And as you've just heard, this is part of our second objective of Powerhouse Hour, that as we are awaiting that Jesus return, right, we're still living here on earth as his children. And in order to be effective and successful in the mission, the purpose that he has given each and every one of us, we are to be sharpened, to sharpen each other, to develop certain skills, to learn new tools, new ways of doing things, and gain useful knowledge. To do so, we have this program today, the Empowerment Seminars. And today, our theme is Living Life Insurance. And I welcome our guests today, Nike Awosika, Vanessa Cabrera, and Romer Marmoleos. Thank you for joining us today. And we pray that you will gain a knowledge from what you're going to hear today, and not just hear, but put action to what you hear today. Thank you. Back to you, Sister Yabo, to introduce our guest. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Oh, Sister Vanessa doesn't need introducing. She was here. Oh my God, like during our last month's empowerment seminar for the financial intelligence, which is part of what we're doing. So actually what happened is we had a financial intelligence, and we had like about 5 topics within that one day, and we've been told that we need to split them, especially the life insurance one. That is a very vital one, very important for everyone to be aware of, and that's why we have brought back Vanessa and her team. So I'm going to leave it to Vanessa, because believe me, there's no amount of introduction I'll do that will, that'll be enough. So I'm just going to hand it over to Vanessa to take over the rest of the time. So just give us like 10 minutes. If we're going to be making the 11:30 mark, just give us like 10 minutes so that we can close.
I'm sorry, what do you say? Give you what?
Like 10 minutes at the end, if we're going to make the 11:30 hour a mark.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. And it is my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Yabo, for the introduction. And Natalie, I acknowledge you for saying the names exactly right. She was like very meticulous. Vanessa Cabrera, Romer Marmalade.
I speak French, which is very close to Spanish.
That's right. That's why you did it with a very good accent, I can hear. That's good. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm feeling blessed to be here in front of all of you. I am, thankful with God for the opportunity of being alive and be healthy and being able to speak and see all of you. And I feel that we attract who we are, because I actually didn't know exactly what everything was about this organization. And then when seeing the video and listening, I'm like, oh, they're singing song to my ear. So I'm so aligned with other your your values and mission. And I want to thank you as well to Nike for allowing me to be with her peers. And Yabo, I know we met on the dinner, but I wanted to say publicly that I feel blessed to have Nike in my team, in our team, because she's a loyal woman, a woman of God, and bringing a lot of values to our team. At the same time, I want to tell you that Romel Marmolejos is my right hand, my right man. And tell you a little, I always make this joke. I train him, but now he's becoming our trainer because he's like so knowledgeable about everything, and also a man that, of value and loyal and all that. So thank you, Romel, for being here as well as spending your time. And thank you to all of you. I mean, I really would like to get to know all of you in a personal level, like very close, and answer any questions. So today, what we want to share with all of you is what we've been very passionate about sharing. And last time I shared with some of you, I noticed that is growing the number, right? Maybe some people will connect later on, Yabo. Yeah, some.
Hopefully, but if not, the people are watching online on YouTube and on Facebook.
Okay, got it. Well, we are very excited to tell you a little bit about myself. How we're gonna go today. Let me explain. We actually in our office meeting right now. So the meeting is going on. So if you see me like doing like this and smiling to somebody, that people are coming to the office, they don't know that I'm doing this. They're like, "Hey, Vanessa," hi. How you doing? So if you guys see me a little bit like distracted, it's because we're in the office. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna use the first part of the presentation to explain to you the what is, how and why we are so excited, and a little bit about myself. And then I'm gonna let the second part, Romel, to actually, fulfill any other need of information and question. And also Nike is one of our certified field trainers. Romel is a director in our company, so he's the same level that I am. He's a broker, full licensed and full trained. And Nike is also a certified field trainer on our company as well. So just so both of you know that you are in great hands with them. So and as I said, let me share a little bit about me. I am originally from the Dominican Republic. I've been in the United States for since 2005. So it's going to be like 19 years. Gosh, it's going to be 20 years. I can't believe it. I'm telling myself, my goodness, 20 years goes like, woof, like this, and you didn't even tell. So my background is banking. I used to work for Citibank for some, many years. And I got life insurance license when I was working at the bank. I live here in Maryland. I live in Belleville, Maryland, but I used to work in Langley Park with a lot of, immigrants around there. Then when I was at the bank, I actually learned a lot about insurance, and I got my life insurance license and all that. And then fast forward in 2011, when I was buying my first home, my house, the loan officer approached me with what I'm going to share with you. For me, it was a very shocking information, because when we're talking about life insurance, what do we normally think? By the way, I mentioned before, but I'm going to say to you ladies and gentlemen again, that my presentations and when I'm communicating, I love to hear other people's talking, okay? Because I love to talk. If you leave me, I will speak to you until until the end of today. Please don't let me talk only. Like, please answer. Please participate. Okay. So right now I would like to ask whoever can answer, when we're thinking about life insurance, when we hear the word life insurance, what's the first thing that comes to our mind or to our head? Like, what the first thing we think?
Death.
Exactly. Who answered?
Yabo.
Okay, there you go. Natalie also answered death. And anybody else? What else do you know? What do we know about life insurance?
Protection.
Exactly. So those are pretty much what comes. Now, when we're talking about the concept of living life insurance, we normally don't hear that too often, right? We only hear life insurance for when we die. So the company that we represent, actually, can you help me to give me sharing options? Sharing? Rights. Sharing options, yes. So when we're thinking about life insurance, and I got it now, thank you. We normally think, so we have to die, right? And now let me introduce all of you to this company called National Life Group. that is a company funded since 1848 that has been in business for over 175 years. This company introduced America what is called living benefits. And basically what I would like to tell you is that what we're going to share with you today is not things that is new. There's nothing new about this. It's things that in our community, in your community, in many other communities, is not something that we know. Would you agree that there is a lot of information in financial services that we don't know? So let me share another things about this company. In life insurance, what we want to know is the company stable, right? Now, just a little bit of information for all of you. In United States, all companies, all life insurance companies are pretty stable because they are all monitored and regulated by the state where they are and by the federal government. So just so a quick information. So there's no such a thing like a company going bankrupt in the United States, you know, like a life insurance company, going bankrupt. The life insurance industry has been in 300 years industry. I was coming on my way, which that's why I was a little bit off. I was listening to a radio program talking about the mortgage and the real estate. And then this gentleman was talking about how that industry, mortgage and real estate, is such a fluctuating company in industry. Like it is affected by who is in the government. It's affected by, ups and downs. However, insurance we always get new people born, people get kids, people always die. So it's not an industry that is going to fluctuate. You understand? Because people always need life insurance. I just want to make a point. And by the time I'm talking as well, we want to share knowledge. And at the same time, we want you to join this movement of mission for knowledge for other people so that we can actually expand this knowledge through our community. Okay, I would like to hear from if we can, from most of you, what's your background? Like, what's your line of business? What do you work on? Like, I would like to hear from all of you. What's your line of business? What do you do? For example, you can start, Yabo.
I'm an accountant.
Accountant, okay. So you work for you do accounting for a company, or you do taxes, prepare taxes and stuff like that?
No, I work for the government.
For the government. Got it. All right. So anybody else?
I'm an accountant as well, but auditor. So I do audits for a private company.
Got it. Thank you. So please, the rest of them, Nene, Adeyoke, Aderoke, Nikki. For me, let me be very frank with you. I am gonna push myself to continue having my smile and all that with all these people without camera on. Okay, because I'm doing trainings and people know that I'm getting on them when they don't have the camera on, because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make any comment, but I know some people are working and all that. If you are working and you cannot get your camera on, I totally understand. I know Nike told me she's in a place that is a very noisy place and all that. However, the rest of you, I don't know, but it's okay. I don't need to know. I'm just a guest here. However, I just think that, if we're dedicating the time to you and showing things, the least we can do is showing our face, because we love to see your face, right? I'm retired, trauma, Arne. Okay, Nene. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm gonna control myself, I promise. Okay, continue seeing your face in your picture. But anyhow, so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but let me share my information. Let's stick on that. So companies are always a good strength. So this company is not a different. So it's a standard rate A in all across the board. So let's get started right into. So what's going on in America? We like to speak what happened in after pandemic, right? So before pandemic, talking about life insurance was like saying a bad word. It was like, you want me to die? Now, what happened after pandemic? We understood that we are vulnerable, that we can die, that we can pass, that we can have illnesses. Would you agree that after pandemic, now many more people are interested in learning about insurance? Yes or no? Absolutely. Now, would you also agree that a lot of people don't know how living life insurance work? right? So even maybe some of you don't know what do we mean by life insurance. Well, let me share. Normally, what do we know about life insurance is that there are two types of life insurance, okay? Term insurance that people normally buy for like 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years, okay? There are two types of life insurance. If you're taking notes, you can take this. Two types. Term insurance that people buy for like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And normally that's like renting, you know, like when you rent an apartment or rent a house, you can never own it. And that policy will lapse and will finish, it will cease benefits. There's also one called permanent life insurance that a lot of people know by whole life, which is something that people accumulate money. However, what we normally don't know is that either term insurance or permanent life insurance, there are insurance that you can use the death benefit, meaning the benefit that you normally use, that we normally leave to the beneficiaries, we can use it while we are alive. And that is our crusade, our movement that I'm being since 2012, because I didn't finish my testimony, but after I discovered about this, even though being licensed, I didn't know there was this type of life insurance. I decided to take the leap of faith, and I left the bank in 2012 to become fully and all in our broker. In 2012, I decided to become full-time. And since 2012, we've been doing this full-time ever since. And now, after pandemic, it's another story. It's like before pandemic, we were doing okay, sharing the people. But after pandemic, we find out the real, need, and now people are even seeking. You see, last night I put a post on social media. It's in Spanish though, but I will continue doing my post in English for you guys now. If I grow my team of English speaking, I will continue. I will do more in English. Okay, just motivate me to do that, right? Yeah, well, you know what I mean, right? So you're gonna inspire me for me to do more. No, but I'm actually doing more in English now. But listen, I posted a video last night about how the banks has a lot of money inside life insurance. How banks that we don't even know use life insurance as a asset, as a tool, financial tool, and we don't know. And why banks use that? Well, because according to, there is a code in the IRS.gov, it's called private plan 7701 and 7702, says that any policy well-structured, a cash value life insurance policy well-structured that has cash value and is taken out as a loan, it doesn't pay taxes. So life insurance is a financial tool that the banks are using. While we're putting money on the bank and they don't pay nothing on interest, they're using our money, they put it in life insurance, and they generate a lot of money through the interest that is bearing, and also they take it out tax-free. And those are information that we didn't know. Who just learned that information today? Raise your hand if you just learned that today. Exactly. Well, let me tell you what changed as well. I posted that on TikTok last night. And in a matter of few hours, I already have 6,000 views on that. Before, that wouldn't happen. I would talk about whatever you want to talk about in terms of insurance or finances before pandemic, and we wouldn't have so many so many views or so many people reaching out and all that. So something has changed in the mindset of people, and what we realize is that a lot of people don't know what I'm going to share with you. Okay, so I would like to know what have you learned so far? What are you getting so far in my presentation? What are you ladies getting? Adeyoke, Nene, Nikki, Aderonike. What are you getting? Because we don't know if you're hearing us. We don't know if you listen, if you're taking notes. We don't know if it's making sense to you. Huh?
I don't know whether you're sleeping.
Exactly. We don't know whether you're sleeping, you're just having your nice picture there. Okay, types of life insurance, how it's working. Okay, Nike, thank you. Adeyoke.
And
Okay.
sisters, you can speak. You can speak. I mean, I think you can
take
still hear them
take your
without.
mic off. Did you hear about these ladies? They are in a place that they cannot put the camera on. All of them.
Yeah,
All
you
of
just
them?
talked about living insurance and how, the mindset of people have changed, since after the pandemic. And
Thank you.
since 2012, you've been a crusader of, like encouraging and letting people know the
Thank
difference
you.
between insurance. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss De Yoke. Thank you.
You're
How about Nene? What are you getting, Nene? Nene Okebuu. Nene, what are you getting?
My time is behind you. I'm still not wake up, but I'm getting that there are different kinds of insurance, and I know that there are insurance you can, take out, and it will benefit you along the line without paying taxes on it. And that.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Nene. Aderonke. Aderonke. What are you getting, dear? Can you speak or type? Huh? You didn't tell them that I was going to ask them what are they getting, right, Yobe? Hey.
Oh,
Yep.
that I told them that you like people to have the camera on, but I think some people are in places where they cannot.
Got it, got it. Okay, okay. Look, I'm not doing it to press upon nobody. It's actually to help for them to get the information, because sometimes we just hear, and then we don't speak and we don't rhetorical. And by the way, my nephew say sharing is caring. When you share, other people learn as well, and all that. So, Natalie, what are you getting, dear, so far?
Yeah, I'm getting that it's the banks are having a lot of money just laying down, and that it's a loss for us if we're not doing anything with that. And there's more space today to have a life insurance. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Now, let me share with you the type of life insurance that we're actually talking about. So this is the type of life insurance that we're talking about. This one has major difference than the other ones. And I'm talking about any name brand company. We are many more benefit than any major brand company. And I can tell you can bring it on and we can compare. They don't have it. Our policy has when you pay for your policy, it doesn't matter if it's a term or permanent. Term insurance or permanent life insurance, it doesn't matter. Our policy has this benefit that I'm going to tell you about. Protection in case of disability. If the person cannot perform 2 out of the 6 daily activities, our policies pay our clients every month on a monthly basis if in case they have any disability. If disability is calculated as if they cannot perform 2 out of the 6 daily activities. Our policy pays in case of any critical illness, heart attack, stroke, major organ transplant. It pays them a lump sum. And that it doesn't have to be that the person is dying. It doesn't necessarily mean that the person is dying. We have many clients, like Romel has a client that was paying a policy, I believe it was $80, right, Romel? $93 a month. It was a term insurance, a 20-year term, a 30-year term. Oh, and it's, by the way, one of the clients from Nike as well. So, and the client had a prostate cancer. And as many of you know, prostate cancer is one of those cancers that can be, health. I mean, can be, cure. And the guy received over $190,000 lump sum from our company. And I heard that he's like living his life in Nigeria and living using his money alive. So then necessarily the person doesn't have to be dying, just a diagnosis of something. And all our policy has that. Now, we also have a policy called IUL, Index Universal Life, that has it has living benefit and also has cash value that has compound interest, and the people can accumulate cash value there at a rapid pace, and it's also taken without having to pay taxes if it's taken as in a form of a loan. Okay, so I can tell you that many companies don't have the benefit that we have, and if they have it, they have to pay extra. Client has to pay extra on these policies. Okay, now I would like to share with you something. I would like to ask you, what did you learn something new today? Because I don't want to make you a big presentation. Did you learn something new today? Raise your hand if you learned something new. Or your, very good, thank you. The other ladies, you learned something new? I would like to, yes, okay. Type it in or raise your electronic hands. You learned something new? Yes, Nikki. Nikki learned something new, yes, okay. Now, I have another question for you ladies and gentlemen, but the only gentleman is Rommel, so I'm talking to you, the ladies. Unless one of the pictures is a woman and then it's a man in the background. You see, that's why we need to see you, but anyways, okay, sorry. I'm gonna stop. Well, I say I'm gonna control, but I'm controlling it, I promise. I love you all. I love you. I love to see people smiling too. I'm making fun too, okay? I'm trying to be not so serious. Because I learned that, when you laugh, you actually learn more as well. So second question, would you agree that this is a benefit, it's beneficial that a lot of people can benefit from a plan like this? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yes. And would you agree that there is a lot of people that don't know this information? Would you agree? Yes? All right, so now let me share with you the business aspect of this information that I'm just sharing, the business aspect. Let me express to you that right now, the financial services industry is in a higher demand, highest demand never, okay? Never many people are looking for life insurance. And let me tell you, we can actually become life insurance licensed professional in this industry. And let me share that we can actually serve our community as a hero. We have a mentorship program. We serve the community as an educator. We train you, and you can actually even start part-time, and we can actually help you to make great part-time income. Just to tell you an example, let's say you get your license and you decide to become a trainer and finish your training and all that. It takes you, $125 is the entry, the membership fee is one time. You don't have to pay monthly, annual, nothing, one time. Then you actually, the license course is only $30, okay? So $30, and then you study for, you got 30 days to study. Now, when you finish your training, your fast track training, and you finish your certified field training, which is training you, you actually can, if you have a family that, let's say the husband contribute $100 a month, the wife contribute $100 a month and $50 for the kids. After you finish your training, you can actually make $1,650 with that couple right there. So one transaction of, let's say, $250 can make you $1,650. I would like to ask you, all of you, how many hours do we have to work in this country for us to make $1,000? Anybody? 1,500, 1,600. How many hours do we have to work in this country to make $1,000 normally in the regular job? Anybody? Any takers? How many hours? Roughly, regular time, regular people. How many hours do we have to? Well, we have a sir, we have a man, gentleman. Welcome, Mr. Dave, Sir Dave, welcome. We're just talking here. How many hours normally do we have to work in this country to make $1,500? Any takers? Anybody? Haloski, dear finger, I'm talking. I'm asking. Tell me, talk to me. How many hours? Anybody? How about to make $6,000? How many hours do we have to work in this country to make $6,000? Well, if you don't tell me, I would say that a full-time job, right? People can make a full-time job, 40 hours a week, right? To make 6,000 and probably even more. Well, in this industry of insurance, it pays handsomely, and people don't know that you can actually make this even part-time. And imagine if you can just refer people to this information and you make half of the commission. Let's say you just refer somebody and they do the transaction that I shared with you, and you just make $800 per referral. Thank you for the welcome. You're welcome, Mr. Dave. So that is the potential that we have in our business. And because Mr. Dave just came in, I'm going to do a little review of what we're doing so Mr. Dave can get the information, because we almost done on my part, and then I'm going to let Romel to speak. Our company has a type of life insurance that has a living benefit. It's either term insurance or permanent life insurance. Both of them have living benefit. especially in case of disability, like cannot perform 2 out of the 6 daily activity. Also, in case of any critical illness, heart attack, stroke, and major organ transplant, our company can pay out the death benefit accelerated in a rapid place, in a big amount. And also, our IUL has cash value that can use, the person can use in a form of a loan without paying any taxes. And our movement is to share with our community that don't know this, and we can do a great part-time income. So that is my part. And now I would like to ask, who here likes to travel? Who here likes to travel? And if you can travel for free, anybody? We just came from a trip to Greece. I don't know if some of you follow me on my social media. We just came from let me share with you some of the pictures from where we came from. And that's why I'm still a little bit off on my timing. So can you see here? Can you see the screen? Oh, wait. Let me see. Can you, ladies and gentlemen, see my screen? Can somebody
Yes.
unmute yourself? Oh, oops, sorry. I just took it off. Okay. Okay. Let me do this. See, can you see the screen? Roma, can you see the pictures?
Yes.
The pictures? Okay. So we were in Athens and Greece and Ephesus, where the book of Peter was written. And the company sent us for free to us, to all the qualifiers. As you see on the right side, you see the owner, the chairman, me and my husband, and some of my team members that qualified. That's Delania, one of our team members that qualified. They rented a whole cruise for the whole people of our broker. We were in Santorini, Greece, Mykonos, Santorini, one of those bucket places. Can you see the pictures? You can see the pictures?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're having a white party. We were having a concert in Ephesus, which is a place that is over 2,000 years old. That's our team in our office that qualify. All the line that I have there. My husband. We were there. That's a library from 1800s. So it's amazing. This is in Istanbul. We went to Istanbul, Agatha, and here. This is our team and all that. So we were in this Siragan Kempinski Palace in Istanbul, where Kobe Bryant, Oprah Winfrey, and Rihanna stayed. And we had the Turkish bath as well, which is experience of a kind that you need to experience. And that what I'm trying to tell you is that our company gives us incentive trips that I learned that we just normally work, but we don't have so much fun because we have to, get earns mean. So our company, what it does, it recognizes, it rewards, and also pays us this trip. And the next trip is to Australia. Who would like to join us for the next trip to Australia? Paid by the company. Who would like to go? So that is our company. And, the next step for you is to find out more about how you can be part of the movement. Ask any question that you might have. And also, come and learn more, even if it's for yourself, how you can benefit from a life insurance you don't have to die to use. I would like to hear, before I go, because I'm going to pass the mic to Rommel Marmolejos, what have you gotten from today's presentation? Anybody? What did you got? I would like to hear from Sir David. Did you got anything, even though you just came? Were you able to capture anything?
Yeah, well, I saw the beautiful pictures, and that's that's really nice. I love traveling too, so definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So very good. So look, life insurance is a great asset for our community. We have a lot of people using GoFundMe, right, for burying our family. We have a lot of people that think life insurance is very far or very expensive. And it's important that we, as professionals that we are in any arena, understand more this concept. my whole suggestion is, let's learn more about this concept. Let's be informed. Let's be educated, self-educated. We have the information here. So we can also share with other people, whether you can work with us or not. We don't have to be licensed for us to share the great information, correct? We cry every time we cry, but it's painful every time we see a GoFundMe on Facebook. Every time we hear people doing some type of activities to collect money for burying our family, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. With a lot of knowledge that is now, we can get the knowledge for ourselves. Having a life insurance, I believe, is responsible. It's being a responsible human being, because we don't know what's going to happen. I used to work in the bank. When somebody died, the money that we have in the bank, the person that is our family member, they cannot go and get the money right away. They have to go through court. They have to go through probate. A lot of things happen. So having a life insurance, first of all, is a priority, is a responsibility. And second of all, you don't have to be licensed in order for you to share this information with our community that needed the most, you know, that needed a lot. So that's one thing that I wanted we to you know, really, really learn the information for yourself, for your community. And also, if you would like to make extra money and travel, like Mr. Dave said, join us so we can actually help you to, you know, get this license and be informing in our community. Thank you, Mr. David. Anybody else? Yeah. Anybody else what did you got today? Anybody? Nene, Adenoke, Adeyoke? Remove your microphone. Nene.
This is Nene. You know, I have listened to such an educational program before with World Financial Group, and I signed up with them in the past, paid up to sign and started studying, but a lot happened in my life, and so I didn't go through it, so I ditched it. And I wanted to, you know, see if I can start it again. But the thing is, I had, when I was working, I had living benefit insurance. I had a death insurance. I had all kinds you have here, all the insurance. I had all of them and retirement. But when I retired and left county for retirement, I found out all those living benefits, all those things, I could not continue there. They were all gone because I left my place of employment for retirement. So I'm getting pension from my job, but all those insurances, I could not transfer them or start. That I had to start a new insurance, life insurance. Even the life insurance with my job, I couldn't take it. I had to convert it privately, and with age, all these things are not that cheap. Unless if you have a favorable age to your advantage, you can continue or transfer it. Otherwise, you just start it. So it's a platform for people who are younger. And yes, and at my age, I don't see myself going to start doing this. But it's a good information that I want to transfer to my children. If they're interested to see, it's a good knowledge everybody should have, and you should have life insurance.
Thank you.
And that let us all know that.
Thank you.
Kinds of, yes,
thank you. Thank you so much. And definitely we would like to speak with you since you had the previous experience, and appreciate your comment. Definitely let's have a, you know, one-on-one conversation with you and Romel or Nike about, you know, how we can encourage you and benefit you with where you are right now. Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm listening to Sister Nene about, and I know she's someone I'm close to, about like when she left her job and then everything was tied to that job. So what I want to say is that, like me, yes, I have insurance that, you know, like maybe 1.5 times 2 that the job will give you. We have 80, all of those insurances, but I'm just going to suggest that outside of that, we should have individuals, like independent ones from outside of work. Because yes, you leave the job, but by the time you leave that job and your age is advanced, then you're going to pay triple, if not more than what you are already paying. So when you are in a job, then you make sure you have like outside, like the living insurance, the term or whichever one that is suitable for you, depending on your financial situation, you have that aside. So when you leave that job, you still have something that you can continue with. And that's the mistake that we all make, that because we're getting insurance from a job, we don't want to do extra, or we don't have extra to protect us if that job, because you may not want to leave that job. You could be asked to leave. So at that point, then you have to start all over again, and it becomes very expensive. I don't know what Mr. Romain is going to talk about, but I would just like, honestly, for us to go through individuals of those types of insurance. What do they mean? Because we want people to get information. If they're informed, then they can decide whatever they want to do, right? So let's find out, like, what's on that term? What is, I don't know if that's what Mr. Romain is going to talk about. Like, what is old life, the retirement, all of those that. And then depending on people's financial capability, and then maybe we can do later, if they want, an individual consultancy with each person to let them feed them with whatever will be suitable for them, because no cap fits all on this kind of issue.
Correct. So you can actually take on that, Romel. Yes. This is a great time for Romel to take on, and Nike. Yes, go ahead, Nike.
Yes. Having spoken to Iyabo, outside of this, I know she really wants everyone to get the importance of this. So Romel, and I know Romel is your best man to do this. He'll do justice to it. So Romel, based on what we just heard from Nene, if you could also go into the importance of what Iyabo just said now, getting your policy outside of whatever the work is providing you. So Romel can help them understand the difference, between you having your personal life insurance and the work one. Yes.
Very good. So you're welcome. What I would do, I'm going to step out a little bit. So I'm here, but I'm going to be like in the office in case you guys need me. Romel can reach out to me. I'm gonna go to the meeting back, but I'm here in the office. Okay, so I handed out to Romel. As I said, he's our trainer in our company, in our team, and he's the best man for it, like Nike said, because he was in you were project manager himself. You're gonna tell your story, but you guys are in great hands. Okay, I'm here. My heart is here with you guys. Okay, love you. Bye. See you soon. Talk to you soon. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. You finally get to hear me, huh? You'll be seeing this face with a bald head on the screen, and you don't know, what he sounds like. So this is what I sound like, okay? So I'm so happy to be here. Nike is a very, very good friend of mine. We've been working together for quite a few years now, right, Nike? And I've been very much involved in a lot of the things that we've done together in the Nigerian community. And it's a very welcoming community. And we eat a lot of the same food. I'm also from the Dominican Republic. So, looking at me, I like to eat, right? So I love it, okay? So a little background on me. I've been here a long time in the US, almost 29 years now. I worked for many, many, many years in corporate America. In 2018, I was forced to transition and look for something else. And thank God that I found this opportunity. And this is what I've been doing for ever since. And, the reason why I'm doing this is because we educating people. There are a lot of misperceptions out there, and I'm going to speak very, very specific about the work insurance, okay? Because I come from that environment myself. I have, very nice jobs at the time with very nice benefits, and this life insurance, what a lot of people think is that, oh no, I'm okay because I have, this benefit on my job. So let me speak very specific to that. So what do we have? By the way, there are a lot of misinformations out there. Let's get let's be very real here. A lot of people don't like the subject because they relate it to death. And like it or not, it's ironic that it's the only sure thing we have. And thank God we don't like to talk about it, because imagine worrying about it 24/7. So thank God that He's given us the ability not to think about it. But that comes with also, a lot of people not wanting to touch the subject at all. Well, this is a very important subject. Just like Vanessa was saying, there is a lot more to life insurance than just death benefit, right? And one thing, going back to the work insurance, and let's be very clear on this and transparent with this. A lot of people equal the employee benefits, being life insurance, being long-term and short-term disability, right, as all into one. Well, guess what? First of all, for most cases, the life insurance that people have through their job, you're part of a group. You don't have an individual per se policy. You're part of a group. You extend the benefits because you're there with that group, right? So long as you are there, you're gonna probably have it. It goes in most cases on a year-to-year renewal basis, a contract between the company that you work for and the insurance company that's agreed to insure everybody on that employer. But just like Ms. Nene said, once you leave that job, guess what? You're not part of that group anymore. You're not part of the group anymore. Depending on where you are, you may take with you some benefits, you may not. Most people don't take any benefits, except that now they left with having to, keep the policy for themselves. Well, guess what? That policy comes off of the group. Now it becomes an individual policy. It's based on your age, so you pay a lot more money. But not only that, those short-term and long-term disability that you had, they're no longer available along with the life insurance because you never had them together. There were individual benefits that you have with your employer. So you may now, even if you at that time, at an older age, go out and look for one of our policies that do have living benefits, you may or may not be eligible anymore, right? Because your health may be compromised already. And health is one of the main characteristics or requirements to be eligible for this life insurance, because the insurance is taking a risk on insuring you, right? They're taking a risk of paying a lot of money, so they want to make sure that you're not sick, right? And that's something that people need to understand, right? And one of the things, and Nike can attest to this, one of the things why I've taken this so serious, right? And I've gone out there and have gotten to know all the details in and out, is because it is that important. It is important to pass on that information, that right information to our people, I'd rather provide more information than just leave somebody with a impulsive purchase and then come to find out later on they don't understand what they have and they end up canceling the policy. Well, when they do that, not only could we get some commission that we got paid to pay it back, but also the person can lose money because if they had the policy for a short period of time and then they discontinue it, well, it was money pretty much that they threw out the door. Because the bottom line is this: I like to really inform people about what they get, really the gritty, needy details of the benefits that they have. So there's so many agents out there, right, that can come and put a sales spin on people. And I want to make sure that my clients, when they listen to another agent, they already know what they have. So they want to ask the right questions, right? I don't have a lot of policies being replaced by other agents on the false promises or a non-complete promise, because I make sure that my clients know the details, right? How much they can remember depends on how much attention they pay, but I make my effort to really, like I'm doing with you today, give you all of the information, okay? So that is in the subject of the work insurance, which a lot of people out there feel that they're okay because they have a work insurance. Well, are you really okay with the work insurance? All right? Is there going to come a time where you're going to retire and not have that job anymore? Do you know what's going to happen with the work insurance then? Right? So it's important that people, yeah, keep that work insurance because in some cases the work is going to give it to you as a benefit and you don't have to pay a lot of money. But then outside that, have your own policy. Have your own policy that you can control 100%, right? And you can decide what you do with a policy, right? So that is the direct message. Any question about this or anything else anybody want to add to this subject?
I'd like to say something. So thank you so much, Romeo. That's very, very beautiful information there. It may seem as though it's simple, but believe me,
right,
that's a very, very, very serious one. That we just have this concept or notion that, okay, I'm in a job in the country, in a place where our jobs are not 100% secure. Like I said, I work for the government. Even after I retire, right, I will have access as long as I'm able to continue paying because I will get pension. So out of my pension, I'm still able to continue to pay for my health insurance and my like whatever insurance I get. And as long as they're giving me pension, I get that debt insurance to my name. But even after that, I have to go ahead and get a separate one, right? Because anything can happen. They can decide tomorrow that, okay, we have too many people, less jobs to do. They let go of people. That is the one I'm more concerned about. So you decide that you want to leave. If you get another job that has the benefit, then it's fine because you transfer. It's like you're starting all over. But imagine if they say, sorry, the job is over. So at that point, you have not prepared and you have left without any insurance if you are solely dependent upon that company to fend for your life insurance. So I'm hoping that our people are following information. It seems to have all the information like Vanessa and Nikki said. So I'll leave you to go into the other ones and maybe come in each few times to just say based on experience, because everything I'm saying here or we're saying is based on experience of what we have gone through. Just listen to what we just had from Sister Nene. I know that, I mean, she retired. So that's a big experience. Like at what, 50-something year old, and we now want to start having a new insurance. You're going to pay it off the roof.
Right, right. And not only that, you know, I want to go ahead and do I have right to share my screen? Okay. Let me share my screen here really quickly so I can show you. And I want to dive a lot deeper into these living benefits, right? But before I do that, let me give you the overall scenario here. In the United States, we have more than 700 plus companies that can provide life insurance, okay? And everybody can put together their own type of policy with their own benefits, right? The great majority of them, just like Vanessa was saying, only offer death benefit and if it is a permanent policy, some cash accumulation opportunity, right? But what happens if somebody gets sick, right? What happens when somebody gets sick? Cancer, stroke, heart attack, just to mention a few. And I'm gonna share my screen here. Let me show you this company that we primarily represent has the most complete list of living benefits right now. Now, it's important that we truly understand the specific coverages, the specific benefits, because using the term living benefits is very general. I can tell you a lot of companies have it, right? A lot of companies call cash value a living benefit because you accumulate the cash you can use it while you're still alive, right? But let me show you something different, right? Let me just share my screen here real quick. And I just want to show you this quick slide right here, right? So this is a complete package of one of the companies that we can represent, right? first of all, the living benefits are divided into specific categories of group of illnesses, right? For example, critical illness, you have here 13 illnesses that are listed by name. First of all, let me go back a little bit. A life insurance is a legal contract in writing that is enforced by law in the United States, right? So especially I want to speak about my immigrant communities, right? We come from different places, right? We know how our homelands, our home countries, things operate. In some cases, one of the main things that we have to face is the mistrust that we as immigrants have in government, right? Because we have different form of governments everywhere. In the US, there are laws, and the laws are followed. Life insurance is ruled by laws, right? There's IRS code specific defining life insurance and all of the aspects of life insurance, right? You can Google it, you can look it up. They're very specific. So it's important that we understand that when we enter into a life insurance policy, we actually enter into a contract where the company is obligated to follow through with whatever they put on the contract. And that is very key. Like I said earlier, there are more than 700 companies that have different benefits. It's important that we don't see them all as equal. It's important that in this country, anything we think we have it in writing and we understand it the right way. Okay? So when you get with this specific company, you get a contract in writing, and as long as you're eligible and you're awarded these living benefits, right? Meaning that you're eligible to get a policy with full living benefits, you're gonna have by name all of the specific illnesses that are covered that will allow this policy to be cash out early, accelerated cash out early, will be in the contract. So here you have, just to give you an idea, cancer, stroke, heart attack are the main three because that's what most people know, and that's what's impacting a lot of more people. But you also have Lou Gehrig's disease. You also have plastic anemia. You also have organ transplant. You also have heart valve replacement, sudden cardiac arrest, right? You also have these critical injuries, right? Coma, paralysis, severe burn, and a traumatic head injury. Look at this. What do we do every day? We move around in cars and transportation, right? Whether we're driving, we're riding with somebody else, or we're taking public transportation. We're literally riding tons, a box of metal, right? Moving very fast that can crash. Here where I live in Baltimore, there's a hospital specific for those type of injuries, right? Shock trauma is the name of the hospital. It's primarily for people that get into car accident, get flown in because they suffer a huge, blow to the head, right? Or all the injuries. But look at this one, traumatic brain injury, right? What will happen to somebody that suffered traumatic brain injury? Will they have the opportunity to continue a normal life right away? Most likely not. Any injury or any illness that you see here, thank God medicine is so advanced that a lot of people are surviving this. But what they cannot prevent is the fact that they're going to be physically, or they will most likely be physically limited to go back to the regular life. And that comes with all kinds of issues, right? They may not be able to go back to work. Well, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. If they miss one too many paychecks, financial ruins is very likely, right? So what if they dealt with this issue, with this difficult situation, but they also have something to back them up? Would that be nice? It is definitely nice, and it's fully attainable. Look at this, Alzheimer's. This company, as of now, is the only company that has Alzheimer's as an individual category, meaning that you can get a lump sum right away if there's a diagnosis of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's has become a lot more common post-pandemic, and it's become, well, it's always been a very expensive illness, because literally the person needs somebody to care for them 24/7, right? And either a family member will live their life, live their work, and stop making money to come take care of the family member, or the family is going to have to pay somebody to take care of the family member, or take him to some place where they will take care of the family member. Well, that costs money, right? What if that person had a life insurance that had the ability to be accelerated, and money will be available for that purpose? Would that help or not? It would help a great deal, right? But look, it doesn't end there. Look at this. Chronic illness. Vanessa spoke about the 6 daily activities. Look at those activities: bathing, continence, dressing, eating, toileting, and transferring. Well, what we're young, right? We can get an accident and be limited, or we can get some disease and be limited. But as we age, right, abilities diminish, right? So imagine being at a later age and needing that type of help. Well, if you have this policy, imagine getting a chunk of money every month from your life insurance. There's no limit as to no limitation except for Massachusetts, state of Massachusetts, as to how you have to use that money. It's your money. You're going to use it as you wish. Well, you can use it to pay somebody to take care of you, right? Or to pay whatever use you see for it. And lastly, a diagnosis of 24 months or less of life expectancy, a terminal illness. Some people may have some bucket lists still left, right? Some things to do, they need money, or they may be dealing with a diagnosis and they want a second opinion, but they need to go somewhere else and find that second opinion. Well, that costs money. So in summary, what this policy does, and I don't beg, but I ask people to open their minds, right? And don't see me when I speak to you as an agent that's trying to make commission and make money. Don't get me wrong. That's how I make my living, and very deservedly so, right? But I invite people to look beyond what somebody else can get out of helping you. Allow somebody who has the right information, allow somebody who has the right resources to help you, right? And we see ourselves sometimes not forcing anybody, but really pouring our complete heart out, sharing this information with them so they can do something that will help them when they need it most, which is when they're vulnerable due to an illness, or when the families in most need because somebody passed away prematurely, right? So from a logical standpoint, it makes so much sense to be protected and have a peace of mind, right? And it's not just about death, it's about also living, right? And now with these living benefits, life insurance is truly life insurance, because you can use it while you're still alive. It's no longer a death benefit only deal anymore. So this is a complete list of the main company that we are a broker, we represent several companies, and what that means is that as a broker, we can take care of pretty much everybody's needs, from the infant newborn to an elderly person, 80, 85 years old, right? So we can cover the entire spectrum of life. And it's a company that is built on integrity. As you can see, we're very passionate and very serious. We take this very serious, and Nike will tell you how serious we take it, right? So this is what we can do. So based on these specific details, I'm probably speaking too much, but it's that important. So please give me your feedback. Let me know what you want to do next, what questions you have, and let's just have a conversation. Okay, Natalie, I live in Canada. Can your company write insurance here? Unfortunately, no, but if you are have some ties to the U.S., there are ways that you can get what is called a foreign national policy, which there could be some ways to get you what you need. Okay, so we can take this offline and see exactly what is your specific situation. Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, I was talking to Nikki, like, because we've been talking since we met, like we seem to have so many things in common. She's passionate, she's driven, and she seems to be consistent with what she does. So me and her have been like conversing, and she was telling me about a program that I've been thinking about. I haven't spoken to her lately about it, like the one that you said they had in Nigeria, where we have like a group of people, like a school, maybe school association, friends, that we can come together and then have like a group insurance. I think Sir Natalie may be able to fall into that, right? I don't know, because there's like people in Nigeria and they were able to take that kind of insurance. So we can talk, Sir Natalie, we can talk to Saniki about it and even see how we can help ourselves. We can do one through PHH, as long as it's legal, as long as people are willing to join in, and we can have one. That could be something that can be born out of PHH here that can help people to have a minimum insurance that they can afford. That is not going to be too much for them. I think we have spoke with that. I think we need to continue on that topic, because that seems to be coming up now that Natalie is asking. I have a few of my sisters here, my brother here that are in the UK. So if there's a way that can be done, then please let's look into it. So we have like 10 people, and then people can join us as we go along. So yeah, back to you,
Let me
Mr.
come in
Uman.
briefly and say something about that. Just what Romel was talking about, how we're passionate about this. I know he said he wanted you not to look at him as an agent trying to make a commission, even though that's how we earn a living. So what it is because of, our knowledge of this insurance industry that we didn't have before, I was telling, I think I just turned 50 when I got my policy. And I was really pained that I didn't know about this much earlier. And my kids were already teenagers. When Romel wrote my policy and my children's policies, I think my son was about 16 and my daughter like 14. And I was really, really pained that I didn't know when they were much younger, because I would have been able to get a bigger policy for them. I was still thankful that I got it when I got it, So because of that, I was telling my sister that, when I know that, what Romel said, I just wanted to sink in that, yes, we're passionate about this. It's not because of the commission, although we make money from helping people. I know our company is big on us going out there to help families first. When you're helping families, because of your passion and the love to transfer this knowledge to them, you will make money. So making the money is not the first for us. Our company is big on us informing the community. So I was telling her, I said, because of that, look, I can't sell insurance in my country, Nigeria. I can sell insurance in Canada. I can sell insurance in London, but all my loved ones and friends living in those countries, I go after them. And the same passion that we're delivering to you, I do the same for them, telling them, you need to go find someone who does this where you live and make sure you get one. And I was telling him, when I was talking to some people back in Nigeria, I got to know that my alma mater was doing something. So I went after, everyone in my set, because they didn't really understand it. And I told them, you guys need to get on this. It's from the passion. And the same way, I'm in Canada right now, and my sister lives in Canada. So I asked them, I said, do you guys have this? And they were like, oh, yes, sure, we have it. I said, I need to see what you have. And Romel, remember, I sent to Romel. I said, Romel, I needed to look at it. And we looked at this and we realized, no, it was basically, they had this for over 20 years. It was like throwing money away. I said, no, I need to get with your agent. and we need to put certain things in place. And by the time we were done, he said, oh my gosh, she knows her stuff. And, we were able to write this, to correct it. Romel also helped as well. And we're able to put them in something much better. They were not spending as much as they were, and they had a whole lot that they could get. We didn't make any commission out of that. So you have to see our hearts when we're sharing with you the passion. It is because we're looking out for you, And like Vanessa was saying, it is so painful when we see GoFundMe everywhere, when there's something else that you can do. So I would advise, for some, I think, oh, maybe I'm too old now, I'm going to spend a lot of money. No, I'll go with what Romel said. Let's take it off this platform. You come talk to us one-on-one. Let us see what we can do for you. There's always, you have options. So you don't have to stick to one. We'll work with you and see what works best for you. But please, whatever you do, love yourself enough to put something in place for you, and love your family enough to put something in place that will take care of them, maybe even long after you're gone. We're believers, right? And I said something to Romel when I got it. Like I said, I was pained that I was that much, old when I got it. I could have gotten better. I said there's something that used to nag at me, right? And when the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And I was thinking, with the way things are, where is the inheritance going to come from? How could I do it? But when Vanessa and Romel began to present this opportunity, I saw it. I said, yeah, that's it. This is what I can do. This is how I can leave an inheritance, something tangible for my children and their children to come afterwards. So don't think you're too old like I did. Let's have a conversation. Romel and Vanessa worked with me, and the options are there. So just talk to us. Don't just leave it to say, oh, no, I can't do much. Like I said, Romel is best at what he does. So I'll yield it back to Romel.
Definitely very good insight. There's another question, Nene. What type of insurance can one get for baby of 8 months? You can get a regular policy. You can get a cash value policy. It's a conversation as to what is the purpose. There's different, and that's another thing, right? When you truly look into this industry, when you truly look into this different type of policies, you're going to realize that there's a lot of flexibility as to what and how you can structure a policy and for what purpose. So, we're licensed, we experience our job and our responsibilities are so that we, have a conversation to be what it is needed and what can be afforded, right? So it's not a one thing fit everybody. It's a fluid conversation. What works for me may not work for you, and the next person. So our commitment is to have a conversation, to plan out. Some people just want a plain policy, just in case something happened. Other people want to leverage it for some tax advantages that can come with having a cash value policy as well. All of those things are available. So everything starts with a conversation, and an open mind to truly absorb, what this can do, and let's go about see what works best, what is the best fit for you individually, because every policy is fit to that individual and what their situation is. Any other question? If you want to also set up a offline conversation and offline Zoom call, we can do that as well. Could you talk about criteria to qualify for the living benefit insurance? That is for Natalie, right? So essentially, it's going to be based on different criteria that's going to be taken into account, mostly about health. If somebody already are, is, for example, critically ill or has cancer or has had a heart attack and death or stroke recently, then most likely is an automatic decline. But what I will say, what I want to leave with is, don't auto disqualify yourself. Have that conversation. Let's go through the process and determine, what you're eligible for.
Romel, let me say something here real quick. Just like Romel said, don't auto disqualify yourself. Have the conversation. You remember one of my clients, you wrote the policy, and I told you then that when this person came to me and talked to me about getting a life insurance policy, because I was familiar with this person's situation and the various things that I knew was going on, in my mind, for me, it was auto decline, right? But I was trained by the best, Romel and Vanessa. Don't you ever, because if you never check it out, that's automatic 100% decline, right? But you never know, So we leave this to the underwriters. They know what they're looking for. So based on that, I went to Romel. I said, you know what, Romel, somebody I know wants to get a policy. I said, I know it's going to be a decline, but based on the way I've been trained, I'm going to let you do that. And we were blown away. This person actually got approved. So you see, if I had gone by, what I know about this person, it's auto decline, we wouldn't have done anything. But based on the way I've been trained to explore, and let's just, I went to Romel, he wrote the policy, and this person was actually approved. So we don't know right off the bat. We have to have the conversation and, put the application in.
Okay, there's a question. Can we speak a little bit more about the difference between term, whole life, and other type of insurance? So essentially, the choices are it's based on what the person needs, right? And it's based on need and affordability, right? So somebody may need a temporary coverage, right? Or somebody may just have a very low budget and they need a higher death benefit. So the fit might be a term policy, which is something that you have coverage for a number of years, 10, 15, 20, up to 30 years, and 35 in some cases. So that might be what somebody needs, right? It goes back to, let's have the conversation to determine what it is. So structurally, a term policy has a time limit in a way. With us in this company, if the person is eligible to receive the living benefits, it comes with the term insurance as well. Whole life and is a permanent policy, is supposed to be for your entire life. There's different variation of permanent policy. You have your whole life, you have your index universal life, you got universal life, different type of policy for different ways that different needs for people, right? Some people, for example, may say, okay, I don't want to take any risk of having my policy lapse, and I cannot stand even the slightest risk. Well, you have whole life, which is 100% guaranteed. So long as you pay and do exactly what you say you're going to do, then it's 100% guarantee for entire life. You have other policies that are more flexible in terms of having a lot more room for cash growth, right? For example, index universal life. So it all depends on what the person needs, and it starts with a conversation between that person and we licensed agent that starts with a conversation. That's the message. Any other question? Anybody want to speak instead of writing? I want to hear some of your voices.
Okay, so I have a question. I was just typing this question, and honestly, myself and Sister Nika, we spoke about it again this week.
Right.
about final expense insurance.
Right.
So I don't know if your company carries it. If they do, how can one go about getting it? And what does it entail? So that people will understand. Because like you said, once we talk about life insurance, the first thing that goes into
Right.
people's health is, oh, I don't want to die. I'm not going to die. You know, that we start binding and casting. But the thing is, everyone is going to go one time or the other. But if I go, I want to go in a nice way. I don't want to leave my children and my loved ones stressed and worrying and frustrated about how to give me a befitting burial. I'm not ready to die. You know, I'm here to stay for as long as the Lord permits me. But then there's going to be a time. And then sometimes we come at like unexpected illness, unexpected death that nobody planned for. But at least if this insurance is in place, then we can be sure that no matter what happens, our loved ones will be able to give us a befitting burial. And they, like Nikki said, there might even be some leftovers for us to use. So can you please dive a little bit into that? Thank you.
Sure. The final expense is traditionally understood as death burial insurance, right? And money for the funeral, right? It is a policy, just like any other, based on being eligible to receive it. It's structured in a way that it has a quicker turnaround to pay out, and it tends to be a smaller policy, anywhere between $5,000 to $35,000 policy. More designed and geared to what it says, final expense. But it is a permanent policy. It's all it is. Any other question?
Is there any way, do you guys carry it? And if you don't,
Yes, we do. We have a
you
full
do?
suite. Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, we have a full suite. Anywhere from, like I said earlier, when somebody's born, a newborn child, up until somebody very up there in age, 80, 85 years old. As long as they're eligible, we can help.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And I want to turn it a little bit more on this, and I don't want you just to see it for a lot of people has a negative connotation or a biased idea about recruiting. But everything is recruiting. Everything is. It's just how you see it, how you interpret it, and everything. And the reason why we in this business recruit is because the need is too great, right? We need soldiers. There aren't enough yet licensed, knowledgeable, ethical individuals out there serving our communities. We need more. We need an army, right? So could it be somebody who's here that want to take a fly on this and see what this is all about? Or it could be somebody that you know that is looking to do something different, or that is looking to make extra income, or is looking to just simply help the community in a more in a different capacity. Let me tell you how I got into this, right? When I first came to the US in 1996, they didn't know any English at all. I'm Latino, right? There was a great need in my community for services that were being limited to our people because the language barrier, right? I came here not knowing English at all. Fairly quickly, I was able to learn, thank God. And I started out, my early jobs were helping the community, interpret for them, helping my community get everything that was to get for free, social services, WIC program, anything, cash assistant, energy assistant. A lot of immigrants, when they first come here, they see themselves in very difficult situation. They may not make a lot of money. So that's what I did for the first 5 years of my life here in the US. Then I graduated from college and moved on to making it America, right? Went to corporate America, and I had these jobs, and my head got so big, and I thought I was all that and then some more, until 2018, they faced me with reality, right? I was a project manager managing $1 million projects, and all of a sudden I ended a project, and voila, there was no other project for me to manage. Well, they weren't going to pay me what they pay me just to keep me on the bench doing nothing. So they politely asked me to exit. And that was a very hit on my ego, right? And I'm sharing this story because that is a lot of people. A lot of people think they have very stable jobs, think they have a very stable situation. But as long as you depend on somebody else's decision to keep you or let you go, ask yourself, is it really a good situation? Is it really a stable situation? Going back to my story, I remember it. It was on a Wednesday morning, about 10:45. I got a IM, instant message, get ready for 1 o'clock meeting. I already knew what was happening. The intuition came into me and I faced reality. I was already on the bench for a couple of weeks, getting paid for doing nothing pretty much, or pensioning or whatever was. Myself and 39 other people were left. Let go. You know, some people were very older, you know. Some people never found a job anymore. They were up there about near retirement age, right? I ran into them many years later, and they went back to work because they weren't being hired. I was a lot younger, and thank God that some of the ego was removed from myself. My mind was open, and then I remembered a passion that I had, which was to help my community, right? Which is how I started here. And then I was able to find this and go back to the community, and it's a perfect fit because now I'm not so much interested anymore, not because it isn't important, but because my abilities are others, right? I want now to help my community go to the next level. And this opportunity allowed me to do that. And that's the message that I pass on to everybody I can. Hey, doesn't matter if your situation is perfect or you think it is. There's so many others out there that need a little help, that need a little encouragement, that need an opportunity. So why join this business? Besides making the money, you know, you join this business not just for yourself. You join this business because you care about people. You care about people to put them on the right path as far as having these coverages that are excellent. But most of all, you join this business also because you're allowed to bring others that can also benefit from doing something different and can put their abilities to a better use than what they're being used for. A lot of people stuck on their job right now where they cannot see how they can increase their income by $10,000 next year. Well, or whatever amount, right? And they stuck. They cannot go any further up, right? Because for them to go up, somebody need to go away, right? Well, in here is the reality of life. In here, when you're working for yourself, you get results based on your own merits. And what we in Nike can attest to that, what we can provide here is a very, very nice, very genuine support group that's gonna of experienced people that can take you to the next level, as long as you put your effort forward and you actually take the lead, right? We'll pull you towards whatever goal you want to make. Any other question? All right.
See anything. Sis,
I don't see anything. Do
Yeah.
we still have everybody here?
Well, I'm here. Natalie's there.
Okay.
Nick is here. Does anybody else have any other question relating to the insurance? One thing I picked up from Romeo and Nikki and honestly is like yes, like my goal in life is like you said, to have everybody on the next level, so that we're not stuck where we are, and if there are opportunities, we take it. And it's the same goal that we have at PHH. And that is why we have this empowerment hour, like Sister Natalie explained earlier, so that we are iron sharpening other iron, sharing information, sharing knowledge. Not that we're perfect or we know it all. That's why it was a blessing that we are able to bring you guys in, who are specialists in this area, to be able to talk to us, so that like everybody can understand that, things can be different, things can change.
Right.
And that's an opportunity there, because we were talking yesterday and it was like, people will not take this opportunity up just because somebody else is going to be blessed by it. And I don't think anybody, and the goal today is not because we want to want anybody recruited to be an agent or anything. The goal is to have informed information about life insurance. But in the process, somebody's an agent. We don't expect people to work and not make profits from
Right.
it, or not make earnings. So like what he's saying is, if you are interested, yeah, please reach out to them. That's another way to make earnings. And speaking to Nikki, one thing I found out is that we still spoke about it yesterday, is that like me, I'm not interested in recruitment. I've already talked about, I'm interested in bringing people in to get informed, to get
Right.
the knowledge, and to get a policy, if possible, so that they can be safe, they can be protected, and then their families, when the time comes, that we go, so that they can be protected and secure. So that is the main goal this morning. So every other thing that they're speaking about is bonus on top of it, which are good
Right.
bonuses, right? So I don't know if there's any other person. I don't think there's, so Natalie, please, can you check our website? Can you check Facebook quick, or
Okay.
YouTube, if there's any questions? I don't know if anybody has any questions that we want to
Well,
present.
before we go there, I just want to address something very
Yeah,
quickly.
go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank you for allowing us the platform and the opportunity to share what we're passionate about, right? And our purpose is to, educate. But going back to something you mentioned, some people may not want to do something because it can benefit somebody else.
Yeah.
Is that there? Okay, well, let's put that into perspective, right? Everything we do helps somebody else.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You have a job, right? Well, you go there, you think that you go there because they pay you a salary or because you have to. Yeah, that is the end result. But you go there to do a job that helps somebody else. You make somebody else money. You make the business owner some money, right? The fact that somebody is doing this, if you say, I don't want to get this because that will help that person I know, I will very humbly and highly recommend to rethink that thought.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're doing that anyways in every other aspect of life, right? And some people may see that as a manipulative statement or no, it's reality. Right? It's reality. So if you think in that way, and I'm not talking to anybody specific, I just put it out there for everybody. If you think in that way, number one, you're losing an opportunity that perhaps tomorrow you regret, right? And number two, really, those who you know should be the ones that God will want you to think or to want genuinely that they progress. That's my take.
Well said, Romel. And that was exactly what we discussed yesterday too. Like Romel said, I said, if you're working, you're earning an income, you're helping someone, exactly what Romel says. So yes, the thing is just to have an open mind and think of the benefits coming to you from you getting your policy or whatever we've been sharing with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, we have 6 people watching on YouTube. but no questions here. That's encouraging.
Okay.
That's encouraging.
I would just like to say something from the United Kingdom. It's unfortunate you guys don't have a base here. If you did, personally, I'll take it up. I mean, apart from helping people, I love to make money, and it's an opportunity to make money on the side, you know. So, but for those of you in the US that have the opportunity, I'd say just grab it. Be open-minded, go for it. Just as everyone's been saying, our communities suffer due to us not having good information, right? And sometimes out of the selfishness is why we don't grow as a community. So we need to change the narrative and just go out there, help each other. So that you see, when people die, I've attended a few funerals, unfortunately, but when people die, they cry for two different things. They cry for the loss of the person, and they also cry because of the problems that come with the loss of earnings from that person. And you can eradicate that by planning ahead of time. So that way, even when a person dies, we can rejoice that they're going to heaven if they're Christian. Yeah. And secondly, we can also rejoice that the memory we had with them is what we live with. And the second part, where people are crying because of the loss, won't be there anymore, because you've created a vehicle to cover that vacuum. You know, so it's very important, especially at the age that we're at. You know, I think the average person on this program will be like 40 to 50. So if or even younger, if there's younger people, even better. So I think it's a good opportunity. You guys are so blessed in the US. We don't have this. We might have to do it, as you said, a corporate PHHH program to be able to do that, which is good. But seriously speaking, I mean, I'm not part of the insurance team. I don't know Romel. I don't know Vanessa. I don't know Nikki. So I haven't got much to gain from it. But what I do have to gain from it is the fact that to see my brother or sister blessed, that's a gain and a plus for me. You know, so we need to change the narrative within our communities. Stop thinking about self and I, and start thinking about we and group. Because if you're successful, I'm successful, right? If you're unsuccessful, I'm unsuccessful. You know, and it just makes it a lot easier. You think about it, if each and every one of us on this platform were multi-millionaires and there's a need, it wouldn't really be a need, would it?
Yes.
Right.
Right. To help out, right? But if each and every one of us have a need and somebody has a need, how can the needy help the needy? It's almost an impossible situation. So I just want to say thank you for inviting me on to join this platform. I'm quite sad that I can't get involved, but I'm sure I can get involved one way or the other, or even start our own movement in the UK. Just have to push you guys to get over here. You know, so there's a lot of American companies in the UK.
That might actually happen. I'm not promising anything, but we are associated with a very innovative and very committed broker. So there's been conversations, let's just say that, but don't hold me to it. How soon? I see it happening at some point going outside the US.
Amen.
Fantastic.
Amen.
And thank you so much, my brother, Mr. Dave. And I like your passion and how you can help though. Yes, unfortunately for now, like Romel said, maybe you can be a part of it, but you may know people here in the US who probably don't have the information yet, so how you can help is share with them and direct them to PHH and where they can connect with us. And that way you'll still be helping your community.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, I know that you want at least 10 minutes at the end, so I just wanted, before we close out, thank you again for the platform, and we are available and for a conversation anytime you want. Even if it's just information that you need, we're more than happy to share that with you. If you have any relatives here in the U.S., any friends here in the U.S., they should be afforded the opportunity to at least know what you got to know today. So if that is the case, then reach out and we'll be more than happy to assist with that. Okay?
Thank you, Romel.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Oh my gosh, this was beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, so Nikki, Romel, Vanessa, we are very, very grateful. Those were beautiful information that we received, and to everyone else as well who has asked questions or chipped in. Thank you. We're grateful. One thing that stood out today is like we are a community that need to have a change of heart, change of mind, the way we think, the way we see things, and rise up to help one another. You know, so that we can end up with a win-win situation. There's nothing good in a win-lose situation. So I'm making it, somebody else is not. It's not the will of God for anyone, or even for children of God, for that matter. So so yeah, thank you. I'm so grateful. I know Vanessa may be listening to us, but she's tied up. So we're going to follow up with this. What I want to say, if you have any information or you want more information, please reach out to us at PHH and we can link you with Nikki. Nikki is going to be our point of contact. Yeah, I don't know why I'm calling Nikki because my sister is sleeping. Nikki is I don't think I wish she's going to be our point of contact with the group. Me and I, we're in contact every week. Like I said, we have so much in common. I'm hoping we can do more, you know, with this community because we live within the same community as well. So we can do more locally and more global through this platform here. So I don't know, before I share, okay, so Saniki is giving our information. Please take note of our phone number there to reach out to her. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Serge. Okay. So one thing is, like we said, we do this every last Saturday of the month. And what we have decided to do is one of the second mission or vision of PHH is to be iron sharpening other iron. And you can see here, I'm sure among the people that the presentation has sharpened this morning and increased the knowledge of life insurance, you know, from the kind of notion that we've had or we've carried, that when you talk about life insurance, people are thinking about death. No. And that's the kind of those are the kind of topics that we are going to be we do at PHH empowerment session. So we actually changed our name from Empowerment Hour because we wanted it to tailor it to what we're doing. We do seminars, that's what we're doing. So it's now PHH Empowerment Seminars going forward, that will bring different people in, even within ourselves. If we know it's something that we're able to do within ourselves to research and bring information to you, yes, we will do that. But when we know it's something like this one where we need experts, we will bring them in, you know, to talk to us and educate us and make us more informed about the topic area. So for our next empowerment seminar, we're gonna, let me see if I can share this. It is going to be 1 second. When you want this thing, then it doesn't work. 1 second, I'm coming. So it's going to be based on what we actually do at PHH. Yeah. It's going to be based on what we actually do at PHH. And let me get that to show us. Okay. 1 second, what is going on? Now. Okay, now let me share. So it's going to be based on what we do at PHH, and that is going to be the act of soul winning, which is what we do here at PHH, calling men and women to Christ. So on the 31st of August, 2024, we'll be talking about the art of soul winnings. Soul winnings, which is one of the that's the main vision of Powerhouse Hour. That's why it was born. That's why God brought all of us together to win souls to the kingdom. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Like somebody, maybe you are interested in evangelism, you don't know how. I mean, we didn't know how, we didn't know what to do. We didn't even know we were qualified, but God called us and He qualified us to be His mouthpiece. So we're going to be talking about that next month. If you like to know more about it, please join us, and we'll be telling you more about PHH as well, how we got to this level of soul winning. So that's gonna be our next topic. And if you want to reach out to us, please, this is our information. No, stop when it doesn't matter. So you can reach out to us on any of our platforms, on YouTube, where we're live from this morning. You can reach out to us on Facebook. Our email is ihelptoinspire@gmail.com. The word I help, number 2, the word inspire@gmail.com. I hope you have all been blessed. I hope you've gained more knowledge. I hope you've learned something new. I definitely picked up even more than I have picked up since the last time I was with the group, and I'm hoping that we can share. Please share this broadcast, this video. You never know who's going to be in need of it, but if you share, then people can make informed information for themselves. So please share with friends and families, and let's keep the community going, informing, so that we don't get into that box where they say you want to hide anything from a Black person. Put it in in writing. We don't want that to be our portion. So, Vanessa is back. Okay,
Yes.
do you have anything to want to say for us to get out? Thank you for
Well,
coming back.
I expect that all of you got some great information
Yes.
and valuable information, and that you take action, because sometimes we just get analysis paralysis. We learn, and we are to take actions in our family, for our business, for our life, and take care of the most important things that are us, so we can take care of the rest of the people. And I really expect to see some people being part of our team too, so we can actually spread the word and do this business, do this presentation with more and more and more individuals. Let's bless all the people with this information. How about that? That's all I have. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for thank you for coming. Thank you. We're grateful.
Amen.
All right. That ends the presentation. Thank you everyone for watching out there. I hope we truly hope you got something. If you want any information, please reach out to us at PHH, and then we will put in contact with Nikki.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a
Many
wonderful
blessings.
weekend. Blessings.
Many
Bye-bye.
blessings. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Deborah, for coming. Thank you.
No worries.
All right. PHH, please stay behind, please.